First question, what research industry and consumer trends are impacting Qual and how? COVID is a disruptive thing for most industries, but I believe within marketing research, we actually see an increase in work, especially in online qualitative research. Both consumers and researchers are adopting online methodologies because traditional methods have slowly been rendered inadequate. We saw the need to connect online more than ever when COVID hit. Though the shift to online qual was partially forced on us out of necessity, it opened up the methodology to those who have resisted for years. They quickly saw that there was a real value in online qual, and if anything, it opened up a new way to connect with consumers that took the hassle out of setting up qual sessions. With the help of technology, we have tools like FocusMR, Focus Group MR, Microsoft Teams, and Zoom. We saw how simple it could be to have conversations as well as run interviews with participants as long as there is good internet. As researchers, we can also record interviews, watch back, and get transcripts. I really enjoy the setting.
One of the big effects that COVID had on research was the level of comfort that participants feel now with interacting online. Research necessarily had to move online, particularly qualitative research, and at the same time, participants were interacting more and more with friends, family, work, using online video chats.
One of the biggest trends affecting both industry and consumers at the moment is the increased impact of technology in both our home and work lives. Technological changes have significantly influenced how consumers interact and how they consume goods and services. This has perhaps happened faster than anticipated as a direct result of the changes the pandemic has created in both our home and work lives, and consumers are now using digital platforms in almost every area of their lives, and this has led to an increased expectation of goods and services being delivered faster than before.
What will qualitative projects look like in 5 to 10 years' time? From researchers' point of view, I believe the future of qual projects will shift from tech-driven to tech-led, meaning that the drive for speed, quality, and price efficiencies that technology delivers are now necessary in order to meet industry needs. We will also be able to expand our research scope and improve our research efficiency with the help of new tech in our qual methodologies. For example, real-time automatic translation, which allow us to interact with participants of different language background. For participant perspective, I believe their experience will be improved a lot. With emerging methods such as communities, customer journey mapping, and voice of the customer initiatives, participants' roles and experiences are being elevated. As methodologies evolve, participants will be able to interact at more convenient times using easily accessible methods such as mobile devices and video communications. With interviews and focus group moving to on-demand models, the participants that happen to be available when the research is taking place can join in. With increasing time demands, participants will prefer not to commit to a scheduled research session in advance. The time frame for incentive distribution will move to being instantaneous, allowing more immediate recognition of their time investment.
One outcome of the recent pandemic has been that people are much more confident with using communication technologies, so it's easier now to conduct qual research at a distance. Less qual research needs to be bound by geographic access to a location, it's much easier to connect people, and requires less time from participants themselves to travel to a meeting point. I think we'll also see more interest in ethnographic research and the greater depth and understanding of behaviours that this can give researchers on a subject. This links with interest in understanding the broader human experience of participants, allowing us to draw out more complex and informative insights into participant behaviours.
I think that over the next 5 to 10 years, the developments in artificial intelligence will hugely influence qualitative projects. Many market research organisations are already embracing AI, and it can and will play a huge part in the future of qual projects. Qualitative data collection is time consuming, therefore expensive, whereas AI can provide insights quicker and cheaper.
What are the biggest current challenges of qual research and how can they be overcome? To be honest, I don't feel there is very major challenges for qual research, but it seems everything is moving online. One main challenge could be when running interviews, participants might come across problems with the technology very last minute. So what I usually do is, for example, when I run one-to-one depth interview on focus group MR, I also have a Zoom and Teams link on hand just in case participants come across technology, so I can switch to another platform to avoid any delay in timing.
Qual research requires a lot of time and effort on the part of the researcher to sift through data to find and tell the story within. A challenge for researchers is to be agile when conducting qual research and presenting insights, given the time that good qual research can take. These challenges can be overcome by developments in technology that can support qual researchers in managing qual data, such as highlighting trends in the data that the researcher can then do a deeper analysis on to draw out greater insight. Another general challenge for qual research is that it can be very dependent on the skills and expertise of the researcher to draw out insights from the data, whether that be in moderating focus groups effectively or constructing an engaging interview guide for in-depth interviews. Ensuring that qual skills are encouraged and developed with effective training will ensure that as qual research evolves, so too will the skills of qual researchers, ensuring continued effective insights can be delivered from qual research.
I think the biggest challenge of qual research is that everyone now wants their insights quicker, faster, better. And we've become so reliant on technology to provide everything quicker and faster for us that people's expectations have changed about what is an appropriate amount of time to wait for something. I think technology does have its place in market research, and it will help speed up some of the time-consuming, labour-intensive elements. However, researchers are going to have to learn to manage client expectations to ensure that they understand that quicker isn't always going to be better.